his skin. Let's see if this week goes chalk or if it's an upset brewing in week 4. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
What is up?
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. Soft lane, hit it quick, call out a gain of 7. Nicely done.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
What is up?
Williams on the play action. That's his running back, DeAndre Swift. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
What is up?
First down, here's Swift. He's going to keep his balance long enough to get ahead for a gain of 5. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
What is up? Fire!
We're going to run here. Kyle Manunga. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I think we've all become very accustomed, and I'll raise my hand and say these tight ends are almost like bona fide receivers, big receivers. They show you right there. When they can be powerful blockers, it can make a huge difference in a run game.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
What is it on? Here we go.
Working from the gun, Williams. He's got it near the 8. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Solid opening drive so far, Brock. Few chances to cap it here. This is 1st and goal. A draw now. This is Swift. And he takes this one in for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one right down the middle. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
At their own 28-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Let's go. Black, 95.
Now it's Lance. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It's not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Ready.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Cowboys setting out their punting unit. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And he drives this into the pouring rain. Has it at the 37. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
Ready, set.
Off the play fake, Williams. Connection made. Kyle Menenga. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Ready, set.
One in behind center with Swift. And he nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Park square. Ready, set.
Here's Williams. Finds him on the slant. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Ready, set.
Now an inside handoff to Swift. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3.
Ready, set.
Williams from the gun. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Cowboys will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. A red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate. And I don't even mean all those pass rushers, although they were certainly coming too. I mean the pressure of being 3rd down in the red zone. It's going to slow yourself down as a quarterback and know you've got to simply protect the football.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
Throwing now off the play action. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out and gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
He has this down to the 34. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Ready. 50, green. Set.
They stay on the ground with Williams. And he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains in next week.
And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Watch out now. 50 series. Hut.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Cowboys parlay the interception into points. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. He broke the tackle he needed to, Brock. And how about that effort then to keep it going and eventually reach that end zone?
Yeah, that's awesome on the offensive side. Defensively, not every missed tackle is the same. It may be on a stat sheet, but sometimes that help to finish a play isn't arriving quick enough, and you're the only one, the last line of defense. And in that moment, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to tear to make the stop, because a broken tackle, it can mean a touchdown.
And it's no good. He missed the extra points. Rain, slick conditions, maybe making their presence felt as they fail to add another point on. So after the missed extra point, he's still out there, and he's going to put it back in play. And he'll decide to pass on the return here and take the touchback instead. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10.
Ready to run.
Here's Swift to start the drive. And he's able to stay on his feet through that run, at least until the tackle stops. He picked up close to 4. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. 7-6 is our score. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Bears football. They have 2nd down and 5. Going to run again with Swift. Finds a little room there. Gets him about 3 yards. They're up to the 43.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
3rd and just 2 to go.
What is up?
There he is on 3rd and short. This one falls incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards.
At their own 6-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Let's go. Cut.
To the air, Lance. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Bears are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Hey, listen, when you're throwing down the middle of the field, you have got to be crystal clear in your vision. There are so many defenders that can get into those zones. That might be a case of the QB there trying to do a little bit too much and certainly didn't see the defender who comes up with the big interception.
Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out.
What is it on?
Williams to throw on first. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't find DJ Moore on that throw. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
McPherson's kick is good. And that'll push their lead to 4.
What a season this guy is having. Yet to miss on a field goal this entire year. And I really hope I didn't just jinx him.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Trevor Etienne to return this. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10.
Let's go. Cut.
Williams fields the pitch. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. Oh, he drops a cut, and he's out in the clear. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
I don't know where your mind goes, Kate, on these edge runs to take off like that, but all I can think is the Olympics of 200 meters. Those guys that are flying around the edge, coming down the home stretch, you get a jet sweep like that in a big boost run, that dude's off to the races.
And he's going to keep his balance long enough to get ahead for a gain of 5. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
Ready.
Another run for Williams. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense lets that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
And into the end zone he goes for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys take a second quarter lead. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on football fields. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
And this one, thankfully, not off the mark. He gets it to go. The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. Luther Burden now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Bears making their way up to the line. Here comes 1st and 10.
What is it on? Here we go.
On play action, Williams. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10.
What is up?
Out of the gun, here's Williams. And back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. 2 great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for 3rd down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. You got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Avoided one crisis on the dropped pick. Now they're facing another 3rd and long.
Park square! Park square! Park.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here. 1st and 10.
Come on, set! Line, 95. 5, 97. Set.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
No luck on a lift to his back. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
He finds Pickens left side. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They're going to try to throw for it. Throw caught by his running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
There's heat. That blitz coming off the snap. That QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there and netted some positive yards.
Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. It's a gain of 22. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ready.
They'll run the toss for Williams. And the stop was made after 4 yards. It's second down.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Ready?
Straight ahead with Williams. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Ready. Black 40. Set. Go.
Lance. On screen here to Blue. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys making a 9-point advantage. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Cowboys make it a 10-point ball game. The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. Return coming from the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
And 2:01 on the clock. This is going to take us inside the 2-minute warning. Williams off the play fake. Cowboys closing in, and they get to him. So it'll be second and long coming up, and that is on the other side of our 2-minute warning. More from Soldier Field after this. Following the sack needs some positive yards here. It is second down and 18. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be third down.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Third and long for him here. Hits him on the in route. He's going to be stopped right around the 37. Bears trying to get everyone set. They're going quickly here.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. To throw, Williams. They set up the screen here to Swift. Up the sideline, past the 45. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
To the air yet again, Williams. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Colston Loveland. And it's going to be second down.
Jeez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
Throwing again on second, Williams. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
What is up?
To the air on third and long. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that is a great stop to deny him the marker. It's going to be fourth down. Again, it's Williams. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This kid's down inside the 35-yard line. A pickup there of 39. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, the best of them take advantage of it.
He'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Here's Lance now. Diving, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Dallas.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready?
From the red zone on 1st. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
It's hard for me to get too mad at him for missing a touchdown when he's already got 2 in his pocket. Maybe fantasy managers might not agree with me on this one, Kate. But don't worry, as hot as he is, I bet you a 3rd one's coming at some point.
Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. The flag is down, though, so let's see if this kick stands or not. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going. Only 2 seconds left in the half, so on comes the field goal unit. This kick from the left side. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, this is Etienne. He's got a lane up past the 30. And nearly to the 35-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your #1 objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half. And that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
Drill 52. Ready.
Up the middle, Blue. And he's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's good for a Dallas 1st down.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory.
Down. Set.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to take this down to the 31 before he gets taken down. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
Ready. Ready.
1st down, play action. Pass is caught by Blue. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that'll be good for a Dallas 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Set. Ready. Hut.
They're on the toss to Blue. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Ready. Ready. Set.
To the air, Lance. Bears getting close, and they're going to take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Some guys, you just have to account for them, especially middle linebackers. I remember Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, it just felt like their presence took up the entire field. And this linebacker today, we had the interception earlier, a sack right now, you've got to start figuring out a plan for him, or he will take over this game. Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Oh, and that's not going to do it. He hooked it. The kick no good. Wide left. And their lead will remain at 13.
Gosh, So it didn't look like anything was wrong with that snap or hold either. He just rushed it a bit, and it winds up off the mark.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's the backup, first throw. Connecting on a slant. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Second and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Offense to line, this is 2nd and 4. They run with Swift. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Has his man caught by Odunze. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
First and 10 from the 43.
What is up?
Running with Swift out of the gun. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Working from the gun, Williams. Hits his target, that's DJ Moore. And they get this down to the 28. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
He's got Moore once again. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. And he's got it, it's in close. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
Breaking the huddle, here's 1st and goal.
What is on?
Here's Williams again. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. It slips through. 2nd down coming up. So they fire for the end zone on 1st down, Brock. I think a lot of folks probably assume after the incompletion it'd be a run here on 2nd and goal. What say you?
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful about assuming. As a fan, as a defensive coordinator, I think as an offense, you've worked on it all week, continue to get to the stuff.
And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears start the 2nd half with some needed points. DJ Moore, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bears get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. On the return, this is ETN. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes first and 10.
Here we go. Ready.
They'll start the drive with blue. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock, you already got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
And he takes it ahead for a healthy 7 yards. It's third down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he's able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here he goes, third and long. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
Fields this at the 19. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Chicago bringing the offense to the line. It's first and 10.
What is it on?
This drive's going to begin with a run by Swift. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that's such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
What is up?
Now here he goes on the boot. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, with some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual-threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
First and 10 now from the 46. This is Swift. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. Staying grounded with Swift. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Bears have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. Third down, line to gain 9 yards out.
Let's go now.
Third and long, they're going to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Try and get it into Colston Loveland. So that brings up fourth and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4.
Got it.
Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10.
Set.
On the give, it's Blue. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
In truth, Kate, it felt like he was lucky to get what he got right there. The pressure from this defense to go get that safety, it was on. And that same pressure, they're not going to back down here on 2nd down as well.
A 3rd down run with Blue. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Good gain on 2nd down.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you can feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
That is caught. He's got Lamb. And they're going to take him down finally, but not before he puts his own goal line well in that rearview mirror. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set.
Blue gets the handoff. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Manages just... yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
One screen here to Blue. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
Okay, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Striker. 3-3. Mark 40. Ready.
3rd and long for him here. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. That'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Takes this in at the 25. And it ends up a good return for him. Up past their own 40. Some nice field position here. Bears getting set. 1st and 10.
What is it on? Here we go.
Running behind center with Swift. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort.
Early, here's 2nd and 13. Williams from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Williams with 3rd and long. Big play, pushes them beyond midfield. And he's brought down at the 44. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
A draw now. This is Swift. And they were waiting for him on that draw, weren't they? They get him behind the line. That's going to bring up 2nd down. But anytime you dial up a blitz and you catch them running the draw like that, Brock, the D coordinator, he's going to be patting himself on the back right there.
He is, and not only for the call, but the execution of his player as well. Because you call a blitz, Kate, sometimes they can just run with their hair on fire. He had the awareness to stop that draw before it could get started.
Now Williams. Broke him out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll throw it. He's going to push one deep down the right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying getting into Colston Loveland. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Chicago brings out the punting unit. Brady Mann will kick it away. And this was pylon hunting for a moment, but it's over the goal line and out the side of the end zone for a touchback. Cowboys just about set. Here comes 1st and 10.
Set, hut, ready.
Thrown with blue here. And he's going to keep his balance long enough to get ahead for a gain of 5. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Down. 10 black.
The Bears decide to call their first timeout. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
Blue gets it. Just before he reaches the marker, he's hit and stopped. They got him at the 29. Timeout Chicago. It uses its 2nd. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game. 3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Let's go.
He's back to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Look at them. They don't want to surrender the lead or possession. The offense staying out there on 4.
Ready, ready. Yellow. Punt.
And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs.
That play is a go-to so many times in this down and distances. But defenses, well, they can expect it too. And look at the defensive line, man. Were they ever ready for it? Tremendous push inside and kept them from reaching the chains.
Here we go, Shaq. 72.
Now it's Manunga. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
What is on?
Off the play fake, Williams. Back down here to Manunga. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half. Only one timeout left, but they do have the 2-minute warning coming up as well. They've got 1st and 10. To the ground, it's Manunga. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
That one connects. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
What is up?
Williams on the play action. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Unable to connect with his running back. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
I love the thought there and the idea. Get your guy in space. But he can't make anything happen until he catches it cleanly first.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal.
What is it on?
Setting up to pass. Cut near the goal line.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate. It takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
3rd and hardly anything. Just need the length of the football. Williams with the sneak. And he's in for the touchdown. The Bears find a way to tie it late. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. On a quarterback sneak to the end zone. So it was touchdown or bust here on this drive, Brock. A field goal wouldn't have done it, but they get the score they needed, and now a critical extra point forthcoming.
And now what I love, the pressure shifts to the other sideline. They do have some time left on the clock, and remember, all they're going to need is a field goal to go out and steal this one in the end.
That one splits the uprights, and they'll take the lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. He's stopped on the run back at the 27.
Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10.
Set, red, set.
He'll look to throw it. Checking this one down. It's Blue. And he gets out of bounds to save that final timeout. This picks up the 1st down, too.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play.
Set. Cut.
On first down, it's Blue. Trying to fight free, he can't do so. They've got him behind the line. Now let's see, Brock, if they call their final timeout.
Brings up 2nd and 11. At the 46.
He is to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And the Bears make the play that should win them this game.
The Bears take over 1st and 10.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. They go with Manungai here. And he manages to find a little traction on that soaked field as he fights forward for a couple. Now we see he's in some pain after making that tackle. Team personnel out now to take a look at him. After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
What is up?
Manungai with it. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
What is up?
They'll run it with Manungai. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Design quarterback run here. So the Bears come away with the win. And their start to the season not cooling off by any means as they move to 4-0 on the year. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bears winners as we say so long from Chicago.